United to STEAL Havertz, Real plan a U-turn, Lukaku sets a record, Pirlo plans a clear out and a transfer roundup, all coming up in the next few minutes as I am your host Matt Froelich. You are the Onefootballers and this is the Daily News. So first up to some utterly ridiculous and sensational news. Apparently, Manchester United are planning to hijack the bid from Chelsea for Kai Havertz to bring the German international to Old Trafford instead. This is because yesterday the move for Jadon Sancho was pretty much called off. And I mean, what have I been talking about for these last 3 months? Every other day, Sancho to Man United, it's going to happen. He's agreed a deal. They want this much money, yada, yada, yada. And yesterday, what happens? Sancho flies to the training camp with Dortmund and the sporting director comes out and basically says that they will be having Jadon Sancho for next season. They plan to have him. He'll be staying. And in fact, he had a salary increase last summer in his contract, which basically ties him down to the club for another year to 2023. After all that and nothing's happening. Anyway, what are Manchester United doing? Well, in typical big bully fashion, they're trying to move in on Chelsea's deal for Kai Havertz. Now, this one was only ever going to be completed once Bayer Leverkusen had finished their run in the Europa League, and, as we'll speak about a little bit later, it has now come to an end after a defeat to Inter Milan. So, with personal terms apparently already agreed for the German international, it looks like Leverkusen are holding out for around 90 million euros, and it's just up to Chelsea now whether or not they will pay it. Personally, I think Chelsea are frontrunners in the deal and they look to have most of it done. But with Manchester United, if they were planning to put aside like 100 million, 120 over the next year or two for Sancho, they've definitely got the money for Kai Havertz. It just depends whether or not they want to still be interested in Sancho this summer or January, next summer. Whenever. I'm sure we'll be talking about it again. But anyway, what we'll be moving on to next is another piece of transfer news. And, well, Real Madrid are kind of doing big bully moves themselves, and it involves Martin Odegaard. So the young, attacking, talented midfielder was on loan at Real Sociedad last season, and they were under the understanding that he would be at the club for 2 years. Apparently earlier in the summer, Real Madrid said, yep, that's absolutely fine. He's had a brilliant first season, keep him for another season. But now, Los Blancos and Zinedine Zidane have changed their mind. They want to call Odegaard back to the squad, have him in the first team and playing games on the regular because his form has been so good. On one hand, it's very harsh. It is. I know everyone's going to say, whatever, it's Real Madrid, they can do what they like, he's their player. Yeah, but also when you give your word and when you're trying to build relationships and help out the clubs as well, it's probably not the best thing to go and say, yeah, you can have him for another year. Oh, actually, no, we kind of want him back. It's a bit of a dick move, to be honest, even if he is their player. But on the other hand, the person I'm worried about the most is Martin Odegaard. He needs to play games. You saw it when he came into Real Madrid as a 16-year-old. So many people spoke about how brilliant he was and how he was going to be the next big thing, and it kind of slowed down for a few years. Now he's finally found a team where he can play, albeit it's on loan. He's found a team where he fits in, he's playing at a high level of football, he's producing some fantastic stuff. So to take him away from that, bring him back to Real Madrid, and then, I don't know, after a few games say, yeah, you can sit on the bench for the majority of the season. It's just not doing anyone any favours. He's not improving. Real Madrid aren't getting an improved player like they would do had he spent another season playing fully on loan at Real Sociedad. So it's kind of a lose-lose situation for them. Of course, if he comes back and he's like the next Messi or whatever, then yeah, obviously that's great news. But that's, a little bit unlikely no matter how good he has been in the last year or so. Next up though, we mentioned it a little bit earlier, and yes, Leverkusen are out of the Europa League because Inter Milan are through and Romelu Lukaku has set a new record. 9 Europa League games in a row he has found the back of the net. Some sensational form, and it takes him all the way back to his days with Everton. What it means though is that they've set up a semi-final against either Shakhtar or Basel, who play in the other quarter-final tonight. But alongside this, for his former club and Alexis Sanchez and Ashley Young's former club Manchester United, they are in the other side of the draw awaiting the winners of Sevilla or Wolves. A rather interesting tie for Wolves tonight, and before the game, Nuno Espirito Santo is expected to agree terms on a new contract with the club. As for United, a Bruno Fernandes penalty, what else, saw them through against Copenhagen 1-0 in extra time. Following this, and Andrea Pirlo has rather a big job on his hands, not just managing Juventus and meeting all their expectations next season, but one of his first tasks is to get rid of a lot of dead wood. Apparently Aaron Ramsey isn't in his plans because he should never have been in Juventus' plans anyway. Les Matuidi is close to a deal to the MLS where he's completing a medical ahead of a move to Inter Miami. Alongside this, Sami Khedira could also leave the club, Gonzalo Higuain, Matia De Silio. There's quite a few first-team players at Juventus who They're good. They're good first-team squad players. They're just not really going to push Juventus to the next level, and that's where they really want to be. They want to be right at the top, going really far in the Champions League and, getting to the final and challenging for all the major trophies towards the end of every single season. They need to get rid of some dead wood and bring in some quality players if that's to happen, and as we said, Pirlo's got quite a job on his hands. Thankfully, Pirlo doesn't have to do this all by himself, just sat in a room, playing Football Manager sort of. He's got a very good scouting and transfer team at Juventus that I'm sure will help him out, including the incoming soon-to-be arrival of Arthur from Barcelona. Finally, we come to a quick roundup of the rest of the day's transfer news, where Real Madrid's Kubo has been allowed to go out on loan, and last season, having played for Mallorca, will play the upcoming campaign on loan at Villarreal. Barcelona have said they will not be paying more than £15 million for one-to-away Manchester City defender Eric Garcia. Chelsea face competition from Lazio if they want to sign Spanish left-back Sergio Reguilon, and lastly but not least, Crystal Palace and Aston Villa are interested in Norwich's playmaker Emi Buendia. So there you have it, that is all from me for today, but let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below on absolutely everything on today's daily news. Whilst you're at it, you can smash the like button and click here or here to check out all of the other videos we've got going on Onefootball. And until next time, I will see you guys later.